In 1996, Spokane faced a crisis. Violent robberies and bombings plagued the community. Street gangs unleashed chaos, leaving residents fearful. Law enforcement struggled to regain control. This video explores the conflict between gangs and the FBI. First, let's set the scene. Spokane, Washington, was known for its vibrant culture. However, crime rates began to surge. Gangs rose in power and started feeling untouchable. Their activities escalated, drawing attention from the FBI. Now, let's delve into gang activities. Street gangs engaged in armed robberies. They targeted local businesses, instilling terror. Bombings became frequent, fear spread like wildfire. Citizens wanted safety, but gangs became bolder. Law enforcement felt overwhelmed. As violence escalated, the FBI intervened. They aimed to dismantle gang operations. Their approach involved intelligence gathering. Understanding gang structure was critical. Agents worked discreetly, building cases against key members. The FBI utilized surveillance tactics. They monitored gang movements and communications. This process took months but was necessary. Every detail mattered in understanding their operations. Careful planning became the cornerstone of their strategy. Next, let's discuss the community impact. Legal businesses suffered from gang violence. Residents faced increased fear and uncertainty. Many community events dwindled because of the danger. The fabric of Spokane felt dreadfully pulled apart. But there was hope. Community initiatives began to emerge. Citizens organized to push back against gangs. Safety rallies and neighborhood watch programs formed. Community solidarity sent a clear message: enough was enough. The FBI's operation led to key arrests. Major gang leaders were taken down. This significantly disrupted gang activities. Spokane began to breathe a sigh of relief. It was a collective effort that began to change the tide. Through resilience, Spokane fought back. Unified against both gangs and fear. Awareness increased, and communities rallied. The fight against crime became personal. In conclusion, the battle of street gangs versus the FBI highlighted a critical moment. Spokane residents faced unimaginable challenges. Yet, they showed strength and determination. The FBI's intervention pushed gangs back. Spokane was on a path to recovery. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe for more. Share your thoughts on community safety in the comments. Stay informed and empowered. Thank you for watching. In the heart of Spokane, a palpable sense of urgency gripped the community as families gathered in living rooms, discussing the latest robbery that shattered their sense of peace. Neighborhood conversations became increasingly focused on safety, with whispers about the distinct sounds of gunfire echoing through the streets. Children were kept indoors, and parents eyed the front door anxiously, hopeful for a return to normalcy. Word soon spread about the formation of a new task force, comprised of both local law enforcement and FBI agents, determined to restore order. Their meetings were tense, yet filled with a shared resolve. Each member understood the stakes. They strategized tirelessly, poring over data and establishing a timeline of gang activities, connecting the dots that would lead to infiltration of the criminal networks. Trust among the team grew. They were no longer just fighting against crime, they were fighting for their community's future. Amid the mounting pressure, a community meeting was called at the local high school, where concerned citizens gathered to voice their fears and frustrations. The atmosphere buzzed with tension as Mayor Johnson took to the stage, acknowledging the distress that had infiltrated their once peaceful town. "Tonight, we stand together against the shadows that threaten our streets," he declared, inspiring a renewed sense of hope. Local leaders shared stories of resilience, calling for unity among residents, urging them to report suspicious activities and support one another through this crisis. Each voice echoed the same sentiment: Spokane would not back down. As the meeting progressed, community members shared their personal experiences with crime, unfamiliar faces revealing tales of loss and fear. One mother stood up, her voice quaking, recounting how her son had narrowly escaped a robbery while walking home from school. "We must protect our children," she implored, drawing nods of agreement from the crowd. A sense of solidarity washed over the audience, as individuals found comfort and strength in shared struggles. A local business owner passionately spoke about the financial strain caused by gang activity and voiced his determination to reclaim their streets. "Together, we can rebuild and safeguard Spokane," he urged, igniting a spark of hope that began to spread throughout the gymnasium. The meeting concluded with a collective pledge to stand vigilant, signaling the community's commitment to taking back their city. As the weeks passed, the task force made significant progress, uncovering connections between gang members that revealed a complex web of illegal activities. Agents meticulously analyzed patterns in communication, often working late into the night, driven by the urgency to bring an end to the violence that had gripped Spokane. Each breakthrough brought a renewed sense of purpose, fueling the determination within every member as they strengthened their resolve to protect their community and restore safety. The task force organized sting operations, meticulously planned engagements that sought to catch gang members in the act. Each operation was a calculated risk, with surveillance teams stationed strategically to document every movement. With the community's support, citizens became invaluable allies, reporting suspicious activities and helping to build trust between law enforcement and local neighborhoods. The collaborative effort between the FBI, local law enforcement, and the community transformed Spokane's narrative from one of fear to resilience, showcasing that united, they could foster a safer environment. The bond strengthened through adversity promised a brighter, more secure future for the city and its residents. In this newly united front, individuals from all walks of life stepped up, transforming fear into action as they appointed neighborhood leaders to oversee watch groups. These leaders were tasked not only with keeping an eye out for suspicious activity but also with fostering communication between residents and law enforcement. Families began to feel empowered, sharing their hopes and strategies at local gatherings, and the community became a stronger force against the pervasive influence of gangs. As word spread, more people joined these initiatives, driven by a shared commitment to reclaim their streets and restore a sense of safety. Through grassroots efforts, a revival of community spirit ignited, making evident that change was not only desired but achievable. The newfound unity brought forth a series of collaborative events that further galvanized community members. Block parties blossomed into vibrant gatherings where laughter replaced fear, as families engaged in activities aimed at building connections. Children played freely, their joyous shouts contrasting sharply with the earlier silence that had gripped the neighborhood. Local businesses donated resources, providing food and refreshments to foster goodwill and encourage participation. Speakers shared inspiring stories of resilience, reminding residents that they could overcome the darkness if they stood together. Each moment provided an opportunity to strengthen bonds, nurture a sense of belonging, and foster an unyielding commitment to each other's safety. With each passing day, the community became more emboldened, transforming once familiar spaces into havens of hope and solidarity. As the summer progressed, the collaboration continued to flourish, propelling Spokane toward a renewed sense of hope. The efforts created a ripple effect, as neighboring communities saw the positive changes and began to emulate the initiatives. residents began to share how their fears were slowly being replaced with optimism. Stories of bravery emerged, where individuals stood up to gang members, refusing to live in fear any longer. Law enforcement officers became familiar faces at community events, building rapport and trust through open dialogues that bridged the gap between them and the citizens they served. Each encounter strengthened the feeling of unity, demonstrating to all that despite the challenges they faced, the spirit of Spokane would not be broken. Local schools initiated programs focused on conflict resolution and community service, with students participating eagerly in projects that reinforced the message of belonging and safety. Parents and teachers collaborated on workshops, ensuring the next generation understood the values of courage and togetherness. As autumn approached, the transformation of Spokane became even more evident. Murals depicting community solidarity sprung up around town, infusing vibrancy and inspiring pride among residents. The bond forged through adversity had created a community stronger than ever, proving that resilience could indeed prevail against chaos. As winter approached, residents knew that although challenges remained, their collective strength had changed the narrative of their city from one of fear to one of empowered community determination. Through their united efforts, Spokane not only reclaimed its safety but also revitalized its identity, reminding everyone that together, they could overcome any darkness that threatened their future. The transformation of Spokane became a beacon of hope for other cities grappling with similar issues. As local leaders took the stage at public forums, they shared their strategies for success, urging others to cultivate a community-focused approach. Engaging storytelling filled the air, as both residents and officials highlighted the importance of vigilance and unity. Their message clearly resonated. Individuals who once felt powerless found strength in collective action. Together, they created an unstoppable force that emphasized proactive measures and encouraged continuous dialogue, reflecting a promising future for not only Spokane but all communities facing adversity. With winter settling in, the people of Spokane remained vigilant, understanding the importance of their newly formed connections. Town halls were held regularly, providing platforms for ongoing discussions and updates on safety initiatives. Each session saw a diverse turnout, from young children to elderly residents, all eager to contribute ideas and share experiences. A palpable sense of determination enveloped the town, as folks began to feel empowered by their roles in shaping a safer environment. Through these collective efforts, Spokane cultivated a neighborhood spirit where community engagement became integral, and hope flourished against the backdrop of adversity. Together, they fortified the belief that their united front would deter any remnants of fear lingering in the shadows. As the winter months rolled on, Spokane continued to experience an uplifted sense of community resilience, driven by the shared commitment to safety and mutual support. Streets that once echoed with hostility now resonated with laughter, fostering connections not just between neighbors but also across generations. Families participated in winter festivities, where children and parents alike adorned their homes with lights, symbolizing hope and celebration. Amid this resurgence of community spirit, law enforcement and local leaders coordinated a series of workshops aimed at strengthening neighborhood watch programs, emphasizing the importance of vigilance while also nurturing trust within the community. These initiatives, which encouraged transparent partnerships, helped to solidify the progress made against criminal activities, showing that the tide had truly turned. Town meetings became filled with stories of bravery, healing, and renewed relationships, reinforcing the collective understanding that their unified efforts had a lasting impact. As spring approached, the people of Spokane found their spirits rejuvenated, with warmth returning to their hearts and their streets. Neighborhood gatherings not only celebrated their achievements but also fostered mentorship programs, where older residents guided the youth in civic duties and self-empowerment. Local schools embraced these initiatives, integrating community service into their curriculum, and students reveled in the chance to give back. The message of unity rang clear: together, they could build a brighter future, transforming Spokane into a model community known for resilience, courage, and unwavering solidarity. Challenges still lingered, yet hope prevailed, ensuring that their story of renewed strength would inspire many beyond their city limits. The spirit of Spokane became a testament to what unity could achieve, where individuals who once feared the shadows now carried a torch of hope. Their collective journey evolved into a story of empowerment, as people from all backgrounds joined hands, determined to protect the place they loved. Festivals celebrating community achievements emerged, transforming once dreaded spaces into vibrant havens of joy. With each gathering, they shared not only food and laughter but also discussions on continuing to foster safety and understanding. Gangs that previously instilled fear were slowly becoming relics of a past they would not allow to return. The future shone brighter for Spokane, illustrating that through collaboration, resilience can overcome even the most daunting challenges. In this renewed environment, children played freely in the streets, while adults maintained vigilant watch, embodying the community's commitment to safeguarding their home. The journey forward was clear: they were not just surviving but thriving together. Spokane's narrative shifted permanently, celebrating triumph over violence as a community emerged stronger, proving that when united, anything is possible. Embracing a future of safety and collaboration, these resilient residents became a beacon for others, illustrating the transformative power of hope and collective action. In this atmosphere of renewed hope, local leaders organized a community festival, inviting everyone to join in a celebration of resilience. Music filled the air as families gathered, sharing stories of strength and determination while enjoying delicious food from local vendors. Children laughed and played together, their carefree joy standing as a testament to the brighter future Spokane was building together. Spokane's incredible journey showcased the strength found in unity and collaboration, transforming a fearful community into a thriving one. Their story serves as an inspiring example for others, proving that with resilience and teamwork, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. Together, they forged a brighter path